want our open house to be an experience, the wow experience for both seller and buyers. An open house for us is not just to sell a home. There's so many collaborative efforts from the whole team of 10 of us to provide more than the excessive services out there, with each of us very specialized in our own skill sets to create a phenomenal event. It's almost like a wedding for the buyer to marry the house, and the house has to be so beautiful and attractive, and everyone eventually be happy ever after. Our team consists of professionals from all relevant backgrounds, and everyone goes extremely deep into the specific direction. We became so technical that we hope our marketing in the open house keep raising the bar and standard in our industry. Our team agents and I were trained to be architects. The path is pretty tough and long, very similar to being a doctor. 4 years in undergrad, 2 years of grad school, 3 more years to practice as intern so that you can start your license exam, and then at least 3 more years to finish the exam. It takes between 10 to 15 years just to get your license. But after all these thorough training and practices, we finally became the building experts that really know the bones and the genes of a building. For example, for the future remodeling and expansion potential, or some existing hidden construction features that many first-time home buyers might not know. And this knowledge is very helpful for listing. For example, in this house, the garage is huge and has potential to expand. But it's really hard for anyone to sense the exact dimension and pinpoint the best usage in such a short 10 minutes of open house visit. So instead of leaving it for the buyers to imagine or even to ignore it, we literally dropped up the whole addition with dimension on it and furniture floor plan, so buyers can visualize it easily. Lots of sellers did amazing work in the property. If the listing agent cannot fully understand the construction technique, the hardship, the scope, how could they convey the information to the buyers? For example, this home's backyard had a huge waterproofing project 3 years ago. When we know what it was, we could confidently write it up in a description and in multiple displays. We also use the historical photos to illustrate the scope, cross-reference to each other to inform and educate the buyer, and really go deep to explain the difference between this $70,000 trench drain project from a regular $7,000 French drain project to the visitor during the open house.
Talking about write-up, we do way more than just a simple description for MLS. For each and every house, we have a long list for the feature cards, social media broadcasts, video description, video subtitle information, fine-tuning the seller's home update list or seller's letter to buyer's language. We revise these marketing documents again and again to make sure not just all the information was precise, but also to translate the technical information back to the point that buyer can easily understand. I was trained in law school and minored in English. Getting every guest connected with our character we wrote is my passion, and we want to ignite people's passion with our write-up.
On top of the architectural and linguistic background, we also are designers. Our marketing team, including me, were graduated from design school. For open house, we don't just outsource the staging, but we actually direct the stages ourselves to make sense of the space from a designer point of view. This bedroom, right in front of the entrance, will be very awkward to be staged with a private bed. But using a daybed make it more multifunctional space, and visitors get to enjoy the view without obstacles blocking it. For photo shoot, we also direct the photographer in angle, proportion, composition, and scale. After the photo shoot and video, instead of just uploading them to MLS platform, we spend hours and hours to touch up the details, making sure color, contrast, and saturation is up to the best performance through the mobile interface and computer screens.
We also edit our video from our photo video shoot and upload the video to a TV, which we actually bring it to the open house to showcase all the home features. Lots of times our open house gets so packed that the buyer could start watching TV to learn about the house first before we approach and share more information with them.
In the open house, we also have a lot of feature cards and a large display board to showcase the items that we as professionals could see and visitors might not. We share about the neighborhood amenities, school ratings. Sometimes we even share the comparables and neighborhood news to help buyers truly understand the home inside out.
We want all the buyers to remember our home. We brand the house with nice brochures, flyers, postcards, and even bottled water, so that after any buyer viewing 10 to 20 homes, when they get to the car and they drink our water, they remember us and we stand out.
We even have fragrances specially made for the open houses too. Other than the snacks and drinks, we researched the scientists' study about what scent will trigger a buyer to act in a store. And we found it's actually the herb plus citrus. So we custom made these for our seller for the open house. The open house marketing does not just stop inside of the home. We have signage to promote the home in more locations than what you can imagine. As long as the city allows, we put out around 20 directional signs to drive the traffic to our listings, from the major freeway exits to in front of the Starbucks, from major intersection to busy pedestrian pathways. Sometimes we have some visitors walking to the open house with heavy breathing, and it was just that far from where they saw it. And then we have catering, wine and cheese to welcome everyone. We have music and sound fragrance. It's just such a wonderful event for all the visitors to come together and appreciate the seller's home. Many people, including many local agents, normally wouldn't believe that we could always sell prices at such a high price, but we constantly prove them wrong. Because when the buyer really gets to learn about a home inside out, the value will go there. For example, this one, 12 offers, everyone was at least $500,000 over asking. We're empowered by our technical background, but more importantly, we're driven by our passion in providing top service and creating the wow effect for everyone. When sellers are happy, buyers happy, we're happy.